Streamer University, the largest collaboration of streamers that there has ever been. Both new and upcoming streamers being the students, and experienced masters in their field teaching the classes. People like Ludwig, people like Agent. Today is going to be my last day with Ludwig, and we'll be moving on to Agent after this. However, stick with me to the end after the video, and we'll go over everything that I've learned in Streamer U and see if anything's been successful. Well, we probably won't, because none of these videos have been posted yet. But what we can do is see what I put into practice. So it's time to start day 4 of Ludwig's class, and just to reiterate some of the goals and whatnot, my goals have kind of changed around because I actually accomplished one of my goals today. Now, it will be 4 weeks until you see this, but I did finally pay off my water bill, and my water is being turned on Monday. I have to be home for that, so I'm going to be home, and my water is getting turned back on. Yay, I have water back. Be the first time I'll have water since November of 2025. By the way, it's July of 2026. So, we're working on the ideal schedule. And we did add a new GOAT, which is Premier 2. He's got like a decade on me, so he is older than me, but he has so much charismatic energy, and he's like the center of attention in a stream, even though he's not the streamer. But he doesn't take away the attention from the streamer. He's like the best wingman ever, and like, I hope that I can kill my ego enough so that I can bring energy and not try to steal it. Day 2 is ideation, which is just thinking of new stream ideas every day. I didn't change what I currently have as my stream ideas because my current stream ideas is just going to be all $1 streams. And they're going to be like going over the class and then going into gameplay sections. And then day 3, the homework was actually work on YouTube packaging. Work on YouTube packaging. And then day 4, I actually already found this out because, believe it or not, this is the second time I'm recording this reaction. Because the first time, I didn't have audio for the video. So, like, yeah. We got that. Day 4 is, like, making friends with someone in class.
I have a question on the board. It's a bit of a joke question. I'm sure you've seen it pop up on Twitter time to time. Is streaming harder than a 9 to 5?
Alright, so is streaming harder than a 9 to 5? When you're higher up, yes, it is, because you have to work on the schedule, work on everything. When you're in that big league, you have to be a CEO and a manager, and sometimes you have to micromanage. I mean, granted, once you're well established and everyone is on board with the same thing, you don't have to micromanage as much. But as you begin to scale, you have to micromanage, know what you want out of your teams, and then go into it. But as a smaller streamer, it could be just as hard because you have to learn how to network. You have to learn how to talk to sponsorships, get sponsorships and all that, and build your audience. Anyone can stream, but when you try to grow, it becomes harder. Yes, that is the point that I'm making. When you're trying to grow and you're trying to actually become a streamer and make it your full-time job, that's when it becomes harder, but it becomes harder for you socially, not harder for you physically. And if you're someone who doesn't have a good social battery, who's not like extroverted in any way, it's going to wind up killing your social battery and making you not want to stream as much. So it is harder in the like social and like the social aspect, but not harder in like the physical aspect.
I'm not talking about this too seriously. It's more of a clickbait title for this class. Shout out YouTube. But what are your thoughts? Any thoughts on this? Anyone have an opinion here?
I would say that, like, being a successful streamer and all the things that come with streaming, like if you're actually doing it, is definitely harder because, like, the percentage of people that can actually be like a big streamer. Like you can hit live and that is just the easiest thing in the world to do, and that's way easier than a 9 to 5. But like being like a top streamer is definitely way harder because of
It's kind of like what I said.
how much more slim the percentage is.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think there's a lot more reward for the work you put in, right? Like you can work as hard as you want on a 9 to 5. You get whatever they told you you'd get at the start of the year. And so most people don't try to work as hard as they can.
And that's why you, at work, if you want to work your best, give 70%. At work, if you just want to make by, give it your 50%. If you're a 9 to 5er, 50% is all you need to give yourself to your job. 70% if you actually want to move up. Never give 100%.
And right? Because there's no incentive there. Streaming, if you do really well, you can make a crazy amount. With streaming though, however, there are some downsides. Hello everybody, I'm Professor L. Today
Alright, this is him going over all the statistics. There are some different statistics in here. Where it was... Ooh, let me see if I can't get the frame of... 40 million total hours of streamer university watch. 57% peaked. And then 8 million are going to just, like, fall off, I think. Wait, what is it? 8 million is going... But then he shows a graph of, like, where people's viewerships are peaking. And then, like, the fall off. So this lesson right here is all about the fall off. And then this is all the people that, like, the percentage of people that fall off.
this is not a unique experience that we are going through because of Streamer U. Everybody experiences this. iShow's speed is going to fall off.
No, he's not.
Kai Cenat is going to fall off. In a grand sense, Father Time is undefeated if what you are chasing is viewership, success.
Like, look at all the people that came from, like, TikTok. Like, there's probably only a handful of people that came from TikTok and are still making YouTube content, are still streaming on, like, the other platforms and are actually successful on the other platforms. But, like, the people that are just staying on TikTok aren't successful at all. You don't hear about, like, who is it? You don't hear about, like, Being Just John, or who used to be, like, Beer Bong John. You don't hear about the Iron Sanctuary anymore. You don't hear about these people who started big on TikTok and then never moved off of TikTok.
Subscribers. All of that eventually goes. You're not probably going to be doing it in 50 years. You know, this is a short-lived thing. Don't attach so much of your self-worth into these numbers that you don't have complete control over. All right? And Jason, you said no. All right. Here's a little question for you then. Give me 3 actors from 100 years ago.
Ooh, shit, from 100 years ago. I know, like, the 1940s, where it's just like, you know, shit, no, that's 1960s. I can't really name actors from 100 years ago. Because that would be the 1920s. Because that would be, what, like, Charlie Chaplin, it wouldn't be the Marx Brothers, because the Marx Brothers are, like, 1940s, so that's, like, 20 years later. Like, if I would say the Marx Brothers, but not. Definitely not the Three Stooges. Because they were great television, but, like, during the 1920s, it was all, like, silent films. So it's just like, do you know any silent film actors that are still successful today? Or, like, whose, like, stuff is still relevant today?
Morgan Freeman. I said this yesterday.
100 years ago.
Morgan Freeman is not 100 years ago. He was not an actor 100 years ago. He was an actor, like, much later in the age of color television and color movies.
I'll open up to the class. Who got me? Let's just go. We had the whole class. We got 30 plus people in this room.
Harold Lloyd.
Harold Lloyd. Okay, that's one. That's a good poll. Who got me? Let's
Never
get
heard
3.
of Harold Lloyd.
The most famous people alive from 100 years ago. Your solo carrying.
Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin, 2. One more.
Jackson Myers.
Buster Keaton, 3. Bang. This is pretty hard to do. Do you see what I'm saying? In 100 years,
Like, I could do 50 years. Like, 50 years ago, you have, like, the age of, like, oh, what, Clint Eastwood rising up in the 50 years. You have, like, wait, 50 years is only the 70s. So, like, you have all the 70s actors. That, like, that's crazy. You have all the people who were famous in the 70s. And that's, like, the late 70s, early 80s. That's crazy to think about.
there will be some people who maybe last in the times, whatever, I shall speed whoever, but everyone's eventually going to fall off. This is not a unique experience you guys are going through. But there are things
All right, so the homework was make a friend in class. So they had a few minutes to go around, talk. This guy was a G. He went up to Ludwig and got Ludwig's number and whatnot, because, like, it was part of the work assignment, and he just did it.
Just to reiterate it, I think one of the most valuable things you can leave here is the relationships that you made here. And I want to, for a moment, talk about collabs. I want to talk about collaborating, what I view as the most important parts of a successful collaboration. Before we jump to it, I'm curious your guys' thoughts. What do you think, let's see some hands, the most important thing to get out of a collab is?
I think most people are going to say, like, the numbers, but actually, I already know what most people are going to say the numbers. I think, personally, the most important thing is building the relations between people, making them valuable, like, valuable to your life and improving your life, especially as a streamer. You don't really want to have, like, you want the people that you collab with to add value to not only your streams, but to your life. Because you don't want it to be just like a one and done numbers game. You want to be able to constantly go back, work with these people, you know, not be know that these people will, like, have your back if people, like, hate farm you and cancel you or try to cancel you. You know, shit like that.
What is the most important thing? I don't have a guess. What do we got, Snow Cone?
To like build a strong connection with each other.
Build a stronger connection? Okay.
Ooh, that girl, right? Hold on. Nah, go back to her. She made me feel old. She made me feel old. So I went back and watched, like, Ludwig's VODs for, like, the classes that I did do, because I didn't want to be spoiled on the classes that I didn't do. Unfortunately, I've had to now go back and watch the VOD, this class twice, and in the last class twice. That's fun, because the audio got screwed up. But she made me feel old. Ludwig's talking to this one dude, and he's like, I'm a better gamer than you. And then, like, name one thing, and then, like, Ludwig's like, name one game that you could beat me at. And it's just like, dude busted out Crash Bandicoot. She goes, what the fuck is that? And it made me feel old. Like, Crash Bandicoot, the iconic, like, late 90s, early 2000s. She was probably born after 2000s. Like, for real. Oh my god. Made me feel old.
I don't have a guess. What do we got, Snow Cone?
To like build a strong connection with each other.
Build a stronger connection? Okay,
She was probably born after, like, the PlayStation 3 came out.
that's interesting. What do you got?
I would say like learning something that you haven't learned before.
Learning something you haven't learned before. Okay. Who else got something? What do we got?
I think meeting someone that you would want to continue to make content with.
Okay.
That's sort of like, that's along similar lines to what I said with, you know, meeting someone, having someone that adds value to your life.
Like strengthening relationships, similar to the first one?
I think having like a different, like if you collab with somebody that's under your umbrella, it's like different eyes on you.
So like
Expanding
trying to get people from
viewership.
a different umbrella and sort of cross-pollinate audiences. Okay.
I was gonna say something like exposure, because like
That goes along with what,
you know, you like cross nation.
That makes sense. Fuck all that. Most important thing. Guys, the absolute most important thing you can do in a collab, have fun. Okay? That is literally the number one most valuable thing you can ever do in a collab is have fun. Why? Because if everyone's having a good time, you'll want to do it again. That is literally the most important thing. It is ultimately a relationship. It's an interpersonal relationship. Is there a third tertiary thing going on? Okay, viewership success, yada, yada, yada. Sure. But if you're not having fun with somebody, even if the viewership's great, are you going to want to keep doing it?
No.
If your interaction with the streamer is, let's just say a hypothetical, you're at a university and they throw sauce on you and they have 150,000 viewers, and so your viewership goes up because everyone wants to see what happens after the.
Oh man, fuck Rakai and those live nuisance streamers. Bro, I'm so glad that I decided to be a VTuber because I'll never have to deal with a fucking nuisance streamer. I will never have to deal with people like that. Fuck them, dude. Fuck all those nuisance streamers.
Sauce is on your body. Is that someone you want to hang out with again? Do you want more sauce on you? Probably not. So maybe you'll want to avoid Rakai. But the other, and this is literally a list. I'm going 1, 2, 3 in my view, okay? When I run events, I run major events with 40, 50 plus people. The number one thing that I focus on is everyone who went had a good time, because if they had a good time, they'll come to another one. All right? A little secret for this one. If you have food, they have a lot better of a time. If it's in person, you guys get food, people get way happier when they're full. Second thing, make it easy. Okay? If you are setting up this collab idea, maybe you had the idea, make it as easy as possible. What you are going to do, where you are going to do it, when you are going to do it, how long it's going to be. Communicating all that efficiently is super valuable, okay? Maybe there's a creator here who's a bit larger, who you made a connection with, but you know they're busy. Make it as easy as possible for them to say yes to the collab. And then third, and this is I think what you guys are poking on, to me this is the least important, still valuable, sure, but it's the hype you get from it, all right? It's the success that comes from the collab. Cross-pollination, whatever. Right, that's great, cool. That is the least important part of a collab. Are you gonna stop hanging out with your friends because it doesn't get you views?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Interesting perspective.
You can tell she's in it only for the money.
All right, here's a real message that I received from a viewer. His name's Rui. He's a smaller streamer. He said, hey, Ludwig, I was listening to The Yard, and I caught a conversation that I had with my friends about how long it would take for somebody to beat me in Super Smash Bros. Melee. If you don't know anything about me, I'm a professional Super Smash Bros. Melee player. So how does someone who starts from day 0 learn to beat me? All right, so he came up with a proposal. This is the proposal he sent me. He outlined exactly what he was going to do, how much work he was going to put in, and what his expectations were for me. Now this came all because we were talking about a hypothetical situation. How long would it take someone to learn? He wanted to make that reality. Do you know what I said to Rui? Snap yes. Why? He made it easy for me. Sounded fun to do. And I like the guy. I think he's putting in work. I collab with people all the time. I collab with big streamers. I collab with small streamers all the time, constantly. And I will collab with literally anybody in this room if you come to me with a good proposal that makes it easy on me. Who here knows who Squeaks is? Squeaks hits me up. He's about a 100 viewer Super Mario 64 speedrunner. I like Super Mario 64. I watch the Squeak streams. I think he's funny. He hits me up, he says, let's do a race. Do this day, it'll take an hour total. That's it. I do it. It was an amazing time. What happened? Squeaks was funnier than me. Half my viewers left to go watch him. Now he's a wildly successful streamer. This could be you. Ooh. One moment here. All right, guys, this can be very important in collabs, and I'm sure you've experienced this. Be careful of what you become in pursuit of what you want. A lot of you guys are very successful streamers at getting clippable moments, posting them to Instagram, TikTok, wherever. Those blow up. And you might notice that a lot of people here maybe go a step too far. They cross interpersonal relationship boundaries to get a clip that will be more successful because they're doing something out of pocket, something a little crazy, something a little wild. This is happening constantly. I can tell you right now, the ROI on that doesn't make sense. Business-wise, it is a bad move. You are making a fool of yourself to get more views, maybe a 2 million view clip, whatever, here, there, in burning bridges with people who otherwise might like to collab with you in the future. Does a nuisance streamer get views? Do they get some success? Sure. Do you want to be Jack Doherty? Okay? Fuck no.
the fact that nuisance streamers and whatnot are rewarded for acting a nuisance just sucks. It's like how drama is rewarded for, you know, rewarded by viewership. How drama sells. Like, fuck that shit. If that's what people are doing in order to grow, they aren't worth your follow. They aren't worth your time. They aren't worth your attention. If they're just being a problem to get your view, to get money out of a system that rewards a view, they aren't worth it.
And so I think this happens because the system sets it up that way. Because you're incentivized, I want to get more views, do this. You push yourself. Do not lose yourself in the pursuit of what you're trying to accomplish here. This is a little fact that you guys are all going to have to deal with a lot earlier in your career.
So what all this is, getting hate farmed can be a lot of noise. The internet will never give you grace. Streamer friendships are tainted by a third party, the viewer. You cannot control your reputation. Basically, what this is a warning of don't become a lolcow. And if you don't know what a lolcow is, here's some examples of current lolcows. Pirate Software became a lolcow recently. Christine Weston Chandler has always been a lolcow since the early internet. Basically, people that are getting famous from being trolled, they're lolcows. You don't want to make yourself a lolcow by reacting to the hate, you know, and just constantly feeding into that whole, you know, you're getting trolled because you're hated type shit. So you want to be basically just you and not respond to the hate, hate. Because there are people there are creators like freaking Game Grumps and whatnot who have whole entire Reddits dedicated to hating them, right? And yet they're still out here pumping out like a video every day. They're pumping out stuff on the Grumps channel every Monday, 10-minute power hour and shit. Like, because they're not feeding into that shit. They're just doing what they do.
Here, and it's going to be a bit of an awakening. Right now, more people know you than like you. In life, for the most part, more people like you than know you. You meet people in your family, they like you. In school, you know, maybe they like you. Right now, an overwhelming amount of people know your faces and names, but don't like you because you've been on other people's streams or whatever.
For example, I don't like that blue and pink-haired girl because of how she made me feel old.
Gonna come from that is, and I'm sure some of you've experienced this, you might get hate farms. There might be clips in context, out of context, that blow up way larger than an audience you are familiar with. And if you guys know anything about the internet, they have...
Oh, yeah, like the Pokemon thing of just say you're broke, boy. The fucking extra Emily getting hate farmed currently on TikTok. And like basically all the like a lot of the girl streamers that are just like, you know, being who they are and like not trying to get political and anything like that. Meanwhile, I don't care about getting political. I'll get fucking political. But like they're getting hate farmed on TikTok and be like, oh, they're only 13 years old. Like, go fuck yourself, TikTok. That's why your view ain't worth shit, TikTok.
Zero grace for you. They're probably being pretty mean to some people in this room right now, and that doesn't feel very good. Another note on that, your streamer friendships are constantly being tainted because there is a third party in that relationship, the viewer. There's probably a difference that you've experienced between friendships you've made with streamers on stream versus your friends who are totally off stream. Do you guys feel that? And then the final one, and you guys are gonna all have to deal with this, is you cannot control your reputation. You literally cannot control it. It is out of your hands. It is an act of ego to try to control it.
Ooh, speaking of the whole, like, you know, third party, the viewer, right? The fucking shippers, dude. The fucking shippers are insane! Like, how many people have shipped Iron Mouse and Connor, right? How many people have shipped X VTuber with another? How many people have shipped like X streamer with another? It's absolutely outrageous. The shippers are insane.
But ultimately, the good thing is your reputation does not matter. The relationships with the real people in your life, okay, your tangible friends, the people you stream with, your friends, whoever, your family, that is what matters. What they think of you, how you treat them is what matters, not what the people online think. It's a very easy thing to say. It's a very hard thing to do in practice. I'm just saying this as a reminder for you all. I genuinely believe this. I promise you, okay, no matter how loud you think the noise is at any moment, from hate, whatever, it does go away. The things that stay with you through those hard times are gonna be your personal relationships, okay? Now let's talk about the tips and tricks to get big fast. Because I want all of you to succeed.
So all these tips and tricks are literally just the homework assignments, right? So like, you know, the making a schedule, the writing down your goals, the studying your goats, your ideation process, working on your YouTuber package. All that is just the homework.
I see those numbers, 87% never hit the peak again. Let's do it. Let's go through these tips right now. Guys, this is an easy guide anyone can follow. The first one, now these are my homework assignments for you. That's how easy I made it. Raise your hand if you did my homework.
I did.
Who did my homework?
I did one.
You didn't do my homework?
I did.
You didn't do my homework?
I've been busy and I do apologize.
Don't apologize to me. I don't mind. But you're missing the fast track to success if you don't do these tricks. Let's go through them. First one, writing down your goals. Writing down your goals for yourself for the rest of the year. What's the value of writing down a goal? One, when you write it down, you materialize it. You actualize it. You put out into the universe that you want to achieve this thing. Is it corny? Yes. Does it work scientifically? Is it backed up? Also yes. There are studies that show that writing down your goals helps you achieve them. One more note on goals. I said the next 6 months, but there's a little fact. People overestimate what they can do in 1 year, underestimate what they can do in 5 years. Make yourself a 5-year goal too. You'll be surprised how much you can accomplish in that time. Second trick, make it a schedule. Streaming has no schedule. Who's been streaming 24/7? Who's been streaming every single minute? That's probably exhausting. Y'all are tired. There is no reason you cannot stream another minute. And if you stream another minute, you'll make another $1. But when do you stop? Hold yourself accountable by making yourself a schedule. And in that schedule, leave some time for ideation on what you're gonna do on stream. You should be ideating, you should be thinking about this every single day. What you do on stream, where you're maybe gonna get some clips, what segment could be a YouTube video, what the viewers might enjoy, what you might enjoy. All that happens from the ideation process. Next up, content funnel. This goes in part with the ideation, but basically when you do a 4 to 6 hour stream, you can get a lot out of it. Multiple videos, multiple clips, long form VODs, whatever it is. Master YouTube by working on packaging. I had a whole class on this yesterday, but ultimately I've looked at all of your channels. You guys are mostly dog shit at YouTube. That's because you haven't spent the effort to learn packaging. Packaging of a YouTube video is 60% of the success of your YouTube channel. Making an amazing video doesn't matter. If I uploaded the Odyssey before it ever came out on YouTube, and the thumbnail, and I keep ripping on him, is Jack Doherty, and the title is Hanging Out with My Buddies, it's not gonna do nearly as well as if it were titled The Odyssey with Matt Damon. Do you get what I'm saying here? Finally, scale your team. You are limited in what you can do as an individual. If you scale, you can accomplish more. All right? If you have an editor, that frees up the time you have spent editing. Now, obviously, you have to scale to your own means. We're going to talk about scaling in a moment, but scaling allows you to accomplish more. Guys, these are my tips and tricks, and you know what? You probably have some questions for me. Maybe some more. Should I multi-stream? What's the best cam?
Multi-streaming, I think, is a scam. It is a scam, 100%. Because, like, for example, if I were to take this stream and multi-stream it, it would just be the same thing on 5 different platforms. And I know my only viewer is you, Sheepkerps. And, like, the other rooms would be completely empty. So what is the purpose of multi-streaming? If the only thing I know Where the only place that has anything active is Twitch. I'm not growing, right? I'm not like, oh, your name's getting out there, but the discoverability on every platform's sucks ass. And also, multi-streaming eats up the quality of your stream. So what's the point?
What games do I stream? How many videos should I post today? How much do I pay my editors? Do I run ads on stream? What's the best way to game the system? I know you guys have a lot of questions because you come to me after class about them. And as far as all those questions, my tips for it, it's all useless. I need you to ignore literally everything I'm saying today. I'm sitting here as a guy who succeeded. I have survivorship bias. I can tell you, do X, Y, Z, it'll work. Then I dust my hands off, I go home, I boot up stream, I make a few thousand. What? Who's to say I know what I'm talking about? I got lucky. Genuinely,
Yo, real and true. I'm still gonna put all these things into practice though, but like, I mean, I could get lucky.
every tip and trick is useless. Do you know what actually matters? Is creating something that people connect with. You can be dog shit at optimization, but if you create something that people connect with, people will watch it. If you do all the tips and tricks, does that guarantee you'll be successful? Absolutely the fuck not. And you guys know this to be true, okay? You are the sauce, you are what matters. You, your personality, your authenticity, the things you are passionate about, and being able to express that to other people. I really need you guys to take this lesson home. This is something I cannot teach you, no one here can teach you. We sit here at Streamer U saying we know the answers, if you listen, you will learn. That is not true. What is actually true is that you have something special inside of you, and you need to connect with people on a personal level, and that is the only way that you will get big. All right? That is really it. And I cannot do that. Okay? Do you guys agree with me on this point? Yes. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Yes, sir. 0 tips and tricks will help you. 0. You can optimize success, but success comes from you. And I cannot teach you how to be authentically you. I got some examples here. All right. These are people who I think are absolutely dog shit at what they do on a micro level. I think they are horrible at optimizing the game. I also think they are some of the greatest creators on earth. Vanilla Mace has an infectious personality. She succeeds wildly everywhere. She also uploads like almost unedited, like hour-long vlogs, and people eat it up because they just want to see every minute of her. She's not content funneling her stream to maximize output. She's being Vanilla Mace, and people love that. Squeaks could not think of a guy who comes up with worse stream segments. He's playing every Metal Gear right now. It's like a 30-year-old game, bro. It is not what I would recommend if someone said, what games should I play? I wouldn't go Metal Gear Solid 2. But he's doing it because he likes it. People like that. They like that they can be at work watching their boomer playing boomer games, and he's funny while doing it. And Moist Critical, I'm sure you guys know this, doesn't make thumbnails. His titles are like talking about the Odyssey, and Charlie does not optimize his YouTube game. He's a wildly successful YouTuber. He's obviously a unicorn in that sense. But when he goes live or when he does his YouTube videos, he's not working on his packaging. He's not getting the tightest intro thumbnail title. Okay, I'm bringing these people up because they are anomalies, but they are proof that the most important thing is the personality you have, the authenticity you have, and how you're able to connect with people. Really, these people are who you should aspire to be. But you can't aspire to be them because then you're not being yourself. It's a little bit of a catch-22 here. So here's about the only advice I can give you to succeed at being the best you. And it's to not lose yourself in the grind. I cannot tell you the amount of streamers who I talk to who are drone bots who all they can talk about are numbers, viewers, streams, bullshit. Bro, it makes you a rotted individual. People connect with you because the life experiences you've had up to this moment. If all you do from this moment on is stream every waking moment, then you lose what made you special in the first place. Live life. Enjoy life. Connect with people. Don't lose it because you're trying to hustle, be a creator, grind 24/7. Now, number 1, something a lot of people at this university could take a little lesson. I'm sure you guys have seen it. Respect goes to everyone. I think Dean Sinat made a mistake. Respect belongs to cameramen, right? I know he said cameramen shouldn't make content, but people are treating cameramen like absolute trash. Respect belongs to the people in the cafeteria who have to.
Yo, for real. I think it was either day 1 or day 2. They're in the cafeteria and there's like a bunch of fucking trays all over the place. And it just shows like none of these people have any kind of fucking life experience where they've had to clean up after other people. They've had to do the hard work, become more of a person, more of an individual. Like, a lot of these people are fresh out of high school going right into streaming, right? They don't have that life experience to be respectful to people that actually work hard. And they think they work hard.
Clean up everybody's shit because they're too busy with their stream to put away a tray. In a revolving cleaning belt. You just put it on, it's 5 seconds. Introduce yourself to everyone. I have a story, I'm not gonna out who this person is. We have a TVU backpack, it's a very expensive backpack. It's what big streamers have, because they have a lot of money. I was not with my friends, Cam and Christian, they were together. Cam had the backpack, Christian was next to him. I'm outside, I'm separate. A streamer at this event walks up, sees the TVU, sparks up a conversation, they start chatting with Christian. Christian, after a while, gives him a heads up, hey, by the way, I'm not a streamer. The streamer walks away without saying another word. That happened here, that happened this weekend. That happened here, that happened this weekend. This was a streamer at this university. I will not out the streamer. This happened though. What I'm trying to say is people are not more valuable because they have a larger view count. People are valuable because they are people. Because they are human. Because we're all human. Second point. Talk about friends. Value of friends. They keep you grounded. Don't drop your day ones. Let's go to Christian one more time. Christian, how long have I known you?
25 years?
Damn. 6 years old, first grade, we're on a bus together. All right, that's my boy. I hang out with him every day.
That's awesome.
Again, this doesn't even need to be applauded. This is basic shit for normal people, but sometimes when you're streaming, you lose yourself. Big streamer group starts hanging out with you, you start hanging out with them. Okay, that's great, but hang out with people in real life, hang out with people offline. If you have streamer friends, that's fine. Take some time to hang out with them offline. I'm not pointing at anyone.
You pointed at me.
I'm going general for the group. If you have friends who are streamers, you can hang out with them offline. That's just a general thing to the group. Hobbies. Not everything you have to do is work. Not everything you have to do is stream. Find some. For me, to go to Dodgers baseball games and occasionally gambling a little more than I should. Not the best hobby, but it's what I got. Finally, enjoy what you're making. Like, I think that really is ultimately it. If you really enjoy what you're making, then you really don't give a fuck how well it.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of don't enjoy react streams. But, like, this was really just something, like, awesome to see and awesome to learn from.
It's doing. Does it matter if you have 1,000 views versus 500 viewers if you're really just liking what you're doing? Not as much, not really. Can you afford your life? Sure, great, that's amazing. That's all you need. You're enjoying your day to day. I promise you it's a lot better than if you go to an office job. So try to find something you enjoy. It's a creative pursuit. Find something you enjoy making, enjoy creating. Pop quiz! All right, guys, pop quiz time. Show of hands here.
The pop quiz is, who is that? And it was just pointing to Cam and just being like, hey, be respectful to the people.
All right, give them your love, give them your respect, the same you would any other person. Okay, this is some shit that I think everyone could use here, no matter what size you are. If you are scaling up your team,
you are responsible for the people you hire, treat your editors and clippers and all that like employees. If you eat, they eat. Be a leader when you're hoping to be a leader in what you're hoping to accomplish. You can always execute your vision as well as you have communicated it, and beware of scaling up too fast. Yeah, this is like he's about to go over all this, but like you are the CEO of what you do. You're the CEO of the content you produce. And if you bring on people, they are working not just with you, but like under you to accomplish your goals. So like everything that you accomplish is because of them. So anytime you succeed, they succeed. Anything that you get, you need to share with them because they helped you get to where you are. Sure, you started it, but they're continuing it. They're helping you get to where you are.
Maybe you have an editor. Maybe you have a clipper. I have a team of 15. You are responsible for everyone you hire. You are the boss. This is a professional relationship, okay? For me, when I hire someone full-time, what does that mean? It means they have left their job. They're putting their chips on me. They're betting that I'm going to take care of them. I'm responsible for them, okay? Why do I stream as much as I do? I like it. But it's because I have 15 people I am responsible for. And if I fuck off for a month, payroll might be a little rough that month. And that doesn't fly. You got to treat your editors, clippers, cameramen, whoever, like employees. What do I mean by that? Meet with them weekly. Set a schedule. Communicate. Give feedback. Don't just go to your editor, go edit this. Watch what you edited after. Watch what they edited after. Give them some feedback on it. It goes a long way, okay? Help them improve at their craft while you're improving at your craft. I've uploaded probably 2,000 YouTube videos. I watch every single one. I've watched every deadass. I've watched every single one my editors have posted. I meet with my editors every single week. When do we meet, Cam?
Wednesday,
12:15. I meet with my entire team every single week. We talk about what's going to happen that week, what I'm expecting to create, how I want their edits to go, which videos are going on which channel, all right? You are a boss. You have to be in charge of that stuff. Second point, if you eat, they eat. I don't expect you to be paying editors crazy amounts when you're a small creator. It's not feasible, okay? And new editors also don't expect to be making that much. My first editor, I paid $100 a video. My first editor, still my editor today, he makes well over 6 figures now. Okay? I'm eating, he's eating. It's how it goes. You can give a percentage, you can give a flat fee, whatever it is, a mixture of both. But if you are succeeding, they should also be succeeding. They're part of your success. Don't ignore them. You gotta be a leader in what you are hoping to accomplish, okay? These points are kind of mixed, both of them work. What I mean by that is, if you have a vision of what you want to execute it, you have to communicate it, okay? So if you want to do a 24-hour stream, that is your idea. What you want to do in that stream, you have to communicate to your cameraman, to your editors, your clippers during it, your editors after it, okay? Really own the entire process of what you are going to do. Don't just spark stream and expect some shit to happen. Own the vision, own the process. Final point, beware of scaling up too fast. I made this mistake. I started a company called Off-Brand Productions. The idea was I would make events for other streamers. It was an ambitious project. I hired a team of 30 people. After about 16 months, I had lost $3 million.
Oh, shit.
Oh my gosh.
The person who I had run the company did not do a great job letting me know how much money we were losing. My bank account had $1,200 in it. This is true. This is 2 years ago. I was at risk of defaulting on 2 companies. I had to sit in a room in front of a group about this big and let them know 2 weeks before Christmas we were gonna let them go. It was not a great experience. That was because I scaled up too fast. I was too ambitious. That was a fault of mine. Beware of scaling up too fast. Doesn't mean you can't hire someone here and there or whatever, or make hires eventually. You don't have to go getting, all right, now I need a clipper, an editor, a thumbnail guy, and then 2 weeks down the road, you're like, actually, sorry guys, I lied. I looked at the numbers, this doesn't make any fucking sense for me. Yep.
How many of each role should you have?
How many of each role should you have in terms of positions?
How many editors?
Scaling was a very personal thing. It comes down to what you're creating. You make mukbang content in short form. What is stopping you from scaling and making more mukbang videos? Maybe it is editors? I'm not sure. You tell me, J-Shock, what do you need?
I have an editor for YouTube and clippers that have been holding it down all week. Shout out to them. But I just want to build a confined team that I trust. And I feel like this week I've done that. And I've grown so much just from these 2 people that have helped me.
Yep.
And I feel like keeping your team small and that you can trust is so important.
1,000%. And what I would say is talk to your team. So you're asking me who you should add. Why would I know? I'm not a part of your team. Why not ask your team? Hey, where do you guys feel like you need a little more help? I have a second channel. It's called Ludwin. We upload daily. I check in with those guys once a month. I go, are we good? How is our life balance? Are we able to keep this output up? Can we keep it up for 6 months, a year? How about 5 years? And they let me know, we're good right now. We like the amount we're making. We like the amount of work we are doing. We are good. If they come to me and they say, hey, we could use some help, guess where I'm scaling? I'm adding a third editor there. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So ask them, talk to them. Guys, I appreciate you all being here. We have one final slide to talk about, and this one really comes down to a personal question. What do you really want? Do you really want to be a streamer? And that doesn't mean that you need to, quit right away or start streaming 365 days, but really understand why you want to be a streamer. And it can be any number of reasons. I wrote down a few of the big ones. Maybe simply put, all you actually care about is getting rich, okay? I'll tell you, streaming's not the most efficient way to do that. There's 6.25 million streamers. The 10,000th biggest streamer, 10,000th out of 6.25 million, makes about 50K a year. So unless you are in the top 500 out of, I'm gonna say that number again, 6.25 million, you're not gonna be rich. So it might not be the most efficient path. Maybe you wanna be famous? Again, not the most efficient path, streaming. There's a few big streamers, but if you go to an Uber driver and you talk about anyone outside of Kai Cenat and I Show Speed, they're not gonna know who you're talking about. I know because I talk to them. And they say, what do you do? And I say, stream. And they go, what's your name? And I say, Ludwig. And they go, oh. And then the conversation ends. All right? It's not the quickest path to fame if that's what you want. Or maybe you just want to play games, in which case, that's chill. Then the success doesn't really matter, right? You can play games on stream, off stream, with a job, without a job. The success part doesn't really matter. But you have to understand very deeply what your motivations are, and I cannot tell you what they are. But maybe the answer is, I don't really care about the streaming part. I care about a creative outlet. Or I really enjoy the streaming part, but I don't like the game of it, and I just want to play some games with the small community that I have. I like that. You don't have to shoot to be a top 100 streamer. You don't have to stream at all if you don't like. There's just something to keep in mind I want you guys to think about. The only thing I got for you guys, thanks for your time, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yep. And with that, that's a good class. I still have to do another little thing. So let's go over that. And now that Ludwig's classes are over, let's see how I am putting all of this into action. Right? I am not doing the A/B testing for thumbnails. But I am making thumbnails, right? I took Ludwig's class, Ludwig's content funnel, Professor L told me I suck at YouTube, all that stuff. But that's from doing these streams, which the streams are much longer than the videos. Because first part of the stream is class, the second part is I'm playing a video game or something, right? So I have the stream, and then I have the class, and then I have what I'm doing after. Like, right now, I am currently doing the final class, and then moving over to Pal World modded. Like, that's what I'm going to be doing. And from these streams, I've made YouTube videos, and I've made several shorts, which, once the YouTubes go live, I'm going to go back in here and attach them all to these videos to try to add to the discoverability, or to try to enhance the discoverability. But then I also have the clips going up on TikTok, because there's virtually no difference from YouTube Shorts and TikToks, except TikToks can be longer than 3 minutes, and YouTube Shorts can't. They both have roughly the same level of discoverability, because, like, if I go down here and look at, like, multi-streaming is a scam on YouTube, 312 views. And then down here, I also have multi-streaming as a scam right here, which is 304 views on TikTok. So they're getting roughly the same views to two different audiences. We have a Beyblade Let It Rip joke. But over here on TikTok, it got way more views because YouTube has a little bit more censorship with what can be in YouTube videos. Like, these two videos right here are heavily censored because they contain risque stuff. But over on TikTok side, they actually got like 100 times more views. So, like, I've taken a lot of what I've learned about specifically the content funnel and the you suck at YouTube stuff. And I've already applied it to making my YouTube and streaming better. Thanks for watching. And next week will be Agents class.